Disturb you, disturb you, disturb you. Give me shame, I give you peace from underneath. Give me mind and being light to reignite. Can you open up the doors to let me in? Can you open up the doors to let me in? You can put the heart inside, on top my head. As I sing the love inside from out my mouth. Tell me what you need to find, tell me now. Tell me what you need to find. This is a place with no shame. This is a mind with no frame. This is the light with no doubt. This is the truth with no faults.
So you think you know Wick.
Burn Live, y'all. Marijuana keeping y'all connected. Hashtagging these red eyes, changing the viewers' eye red, keeping underage, smoking off social media. Definitely killing myself for your entertainment. Sitting here with friends and family starting a cannabisation. I promise you, I appreciate people tagging along, coming along, enjoying the show. I actually now got feedback that people actually enjoy the show. And I appreciate people actually taking the time to say, hey, you know what, I do enjoy the show. You know what I'm saying? It may be a little controversial, but you do put your heart and soul into it, and I appreciate it. For those who see that hard work in me, I do highly appreciate it. Um, I am now on Rumble. I am definitely showing my love and gratitude to Rumble. They have really been making it easy for me to share my content out. A lot of people come in there and come hang out and chill with me. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Ooh, hold on, y'all. I'm just. That's how it go. I'm just trying to get a little, just showing out my content. I see my Wi-Fi signal is looking kind of bad, so if y'all having bad reception, I do apologize. Uh, we do have a convention next door to where people are putting in a convention with a construction site, so it is messing with my Wi-Fi signal. I do apologize to people. So in the title, y'all do see that it says what it says. Are we America first, or are we going to take care of our ally? That is the question. That's the main question that's in social media, and that's the main question that has been going around. That is the main a little bit of everything that's been going on in social media. It's always a little bit about who, what, when, where, and why. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I cannot knock that people wants to believe that it's America first. If you have that assumption, if you have that belief that it's American first, I understand. I get it. I really, really do. For people who believe, for people that believe is other people out there that's should be more taken care of than us in America, which I did see this. I seen this article. Did I share it? Please tell me I shared it. But I seen a man and he made more sense than what I could ever make on the fact of what we're going through. And that was just, what the hell? So it seemed like every time I want to share something, bro, and I know I shared it. Ooh. I wonder. Because I just figured something out. I know I shared this on Threads. Anybody be on Threads? Anybody share their content on Threads? I like sharing my contents on Threads. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I do. I think it's a nice place to share our content, smaller content that you have going on. So I do share a lot of content over there. Let me see. I should have been a little bit more prepared. I do apologize. And I do share a lot on Threads. So check me out on Threads on Capiche Burn Live. It does have my my Trump supporter picture, which I'm kind of want to take it down a little bit, just a smidget. Now, okay, so I did find the article of what I was talking about earlier, which had me thinking about, are we America first? Are we America first? And this is just to get a small content of what he was saying. This is part 2. I wish I can find part 1.
More than 63,000 views in less than a day. And I wanted to add a few points that I didn't mention in the first video. So the first point is that these people that ask for Sharia law, they do not have freedom of speech in their own countries. So I can't go to Islamabad and shout, I disagree with the Quran, because they'll throw me in jail and they'll probably kill me. So they come to these countries, Western countries, and they take advantage of our freedoms and our values, and they try to colonize us from within. Okay, that's point number 1. Point number 2 is that it's in Islamic culture that Muslims have a responsibility to colonize the whole world, and they shouldn't rest until the whole world is Islamized. And we all know how that goes. You just have to look at the state of the Middle East and countries that follow Sharia law, that how, you know, barbaric and how backwards they are. And point number 3 is that I saw a lot of comments, people saying, oh, the Middle East is in the position that it's in because of Western colonization and American policies. And that may be true. However, did you know that America and UK used Islam on purpose to be able to divide and conquer? Because they knew people in the Middle East can't say no to Islam. And that's the reason why we should get rid of our religion. We shouldn't mix politics with religion. Regardless of the religion, we shouldn't mix with politics. And Sharia law is exactly that. So some of you may have seen my video yesterday. It's gone viral. It's got more than...
I wish I can find, here it is.
So my question to these people is, why did you leave your country to come to the UK if Sharia law is so good? Why did you leave Afghanistan?
That is a good question that he is saying. Why are there people out in America protesting, marching in these streets that left their country because their country was bad, but then want to praise and say the freedom of the country, and then want us to go over there to their countries and stuff like that when they left their country because of all the prosperity and the prosperity that was going on? That's a good question.
Why did you leave Pakistan? Why did you leave Sudan or wherever you came from for you to come to the UK to shout Sharia for UK? If Sharia law is so good, and you're so dumb, you don't realize the reason why your parents, your grandparents, or yourself left your country is because of Sharia law. Name me one country that employs Sharia law that's an advanced country. And you can't use Dubai or Qatar as a...
And see, that's crazy. I don't know about Shian law. And Shian law sounds like Muslim law. And I have no bullshit, y'all. I have seen a lot of discussion about Muslim law versus Christian law. That is one of the toughest debates that is going on out here in the world, in America, period, hands down. Let me see how that look. That really is really how it look. It looks crazy. It looks scary. It looks skeptical. No bullshit. I can't bullshit nobody when you can say that, yes, it does look like that. It does have that potential, but a good friend of mine who helped me out to get me into this position to where I'm podcasting more than just live streaming it and talking about a bunch of bullshit. Cause yes, I do believe back when everybody was giving me props, was like, oh, Michael, you the one, dog. I like your show and you're very inspirational. I like the message that you bring. A lot of people like the message that I was bringing to them when I really wasn't bringing a message, when I really didn't have a point of direction in the way I was going. When I didn't have no sense of direction of where I wanted to go, I was just doing this for fun, pleasure, and joy. I was having the most, and I may understand, and I do get it. People was like, man, I was just seeing the enjoyment that you was having, and I was appreciating that you enjoyed doing that. Now that is the reason why you was watching me and you was rocking with me. Okay, cool. I'm with you. I appreciate it. But see, like, since now that I've been down on this journey or this path of finding what I deem is right or wrong now, and I'm understanding, I'm learning from other podcasters, everything that I deem, everything that I see is one way, may not be the way that you see things. I may see things wrong, or I may miss something. That's why I record, I make videos, I discuss things, I break down things of how I see it and have a discussion. So if I'm wrong or I miss something, y'all can put up in the comments where I was wrong and what I missed, so we can have a good dialogue and maybe I can learn from something. I am never going to sit up here and say that I cannot learn from something when I went down this political part of the marijuana industry to find out and to learn. This was all nothing but a learning experience for me going down this path. I wanted to learn what was right and wrong, what was a real assembly. What was the real assembly of what was really going on? Who is really controlling us? Who is really dividing us? Who is the... I really wanted to know that. And only way to know this is to look it up, do your research, you know what I'm saying, come out with your own conclusions. But when I seen that, I felt that it needs to be a discussion. What I seen, that I felt. Yes, I said that, even though it doesn't sound like them two words need to go together. But I felt that they needed to be broken down. It needed to be discussed. It needed to be a conversation. And when I started documenting everything that I seen, right or wrong, everything that I was seeing from my point of view, I thought was important. And so the more and more I did this, the more and more I believe, the more and more I came to the conclusion that, yes, I believe in America first. I think we should be protecting and working on us. Now, my video is going to be slow because my signal is horrible. I do appreciate. What's up, my boy? I believe, this is just a belief that I believe that American first, and I believe the asylum seekers that are coming over here are not truly asylum seekers that are really coming over here. And Nick Brown, you are one of the people that can vouch for this, because you watch our good friend, and he just did a video about how we're using the word asylum seekers wrong. And I was like, okay, so we're using illegal immigrants words wrong. Okay. But if you go and vet it, majority of these people that are coming over here, let me stop this. If you go and vet it, the people that are coming over here, you go talk to them and say, hey, why are you coming over here? Let's discuss. The majority of them people are not running because they are in danger. I looked it up, asylum seekers and what they're supposed to be over here for. They're not supposed to be over here for an opportunity. It sounds wonderful. I am down with it. An opportunity is an opportunity. It's an opportunist. Yeah, that's right. Opportunity is an opportunist. A person that goes out looking for an opportunity to make value of his own situation. Now, by saying that, by looking at that, these people are really coming over here, and come on, dog. This is what kills me about some people's argument with this. Are we really asking the question, are they in danger? Are we really going to let these people come over here because high business people are making $1 million off of cheap labor? That was the only way that you're going to bring jobs back here to America is by flooding America with people who wants to be here. Are they in danger? Sorry for the camera view. Sorry for the Wi-Fi signal, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching. I do apologize. But I just want to know. I'm curious. We're letting them over here. It's been documented. They're dropping off their IDs. They're putting their IDs away. They're not even. No. They get naked, getting brand new, fresh paper tag clothes. You're not even doing that to the homeless. That's why people have a little frustration with this. Hold on, y'all.
Totally unannounced. Nobody knew we were coming. I hope the press is going to cover it fairly because nobody gets crowds like this. They want to see our country be great again. It's very simple. They want to see our country be great. I've been watching you all morning, and you're almost fair. You've been okay, Alexis. Say it. Now it's fantastic. I'm very confident. I mean, this is it. Look, we just stopped here. We stopped at a polling site. We picked it at random. We may stop at one more. And nobody knew we were coming. This is pretty amazing.
Mr. President, she's staying in through Super Tuesday.
I don't care.
Is she a threat to you?
No. And I don't care if she stays in. Let her do whatever she wants. It doesn't matter. I can just say that there's never been a movement like this. Make America great again. In the history of our country, I just stopped here and I figured I'd see 3 or 4 people and maybe walk inside.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that.
And you see a crowd like this, and this is organic. This is organic.
Mr. President, have you spoken personally with Ron DeSantis yet?
Yeah, I don't want to comment on that.
Would you consider DeSantis a
He endorsed me. Would I consider him?
Would you ever consider DeSantis?
I just can't comment on that.
President Trump, what's worse?
Wanted it to be a 2-person race, right? I mean, she got that. Do you think it's going to go in her favor at all?
I think it hurts her, actually. I think it's going to hurt her. Probably have a big loss today, but who knows? But, you know, in the next state is Nevada, where I have 100%, because they all pulled out when they looked at the poll. So I have 100%, a lot of delegates, big state. And then I go to South Carolina, and I'm beating her by 60 points. So I just don't know. I mean, that's up to her. I would never ask anybody to pull out. I didn't ask Ron to pull out. I didn't ask Vivek to pull out. Nobody. But we have great support, and most of the people that pulled out have already supported me. So it's actually quite nice. But I'm very honored by this. You know, we expected to come here, and who would think you'd have a crowd like this? This is. Thank you, everybody.
President Trump, what's your message to the American people on the injustice that you're experiencing and the big concern that the election, they try to steal it again in 2024? How can people
we're going to be
stop
watching
that?
very closely. I very much appreciate that question because it's a very important question, more important than most people would understand. We have to make sure we have honest, fair, and free elections and strong borders. If we don't have borders and elections, we don't have a country. And you see what's going on with the border. There's never been anything like it on the border. Millions and millions of people are pouring into our country illegally, and many come from prisons, they come from jails, they're terrorists. Nobody's ever seen it. They come from, by the way, I saw a report this morning, they're coming in from mental institutions all over the world. They're pouring in, and it makes sense. Why would somebody running a country where it costs so much money, why would they keep the people? They're dumping them into our country. Mental institutions, jails and prisons, they're coming into our country, and a lot of terrorists are coming in. This is really bad. I heard somebody yesterday say 100% happened to be Sean Hannity. Did you ever hear of Sean Hannity? He said 100% certain that there'll be some horrible acts, terror acts, and that's the answer. It's 100%. It's 100%. The people coming into our country, it's 100% certain. And we have to have fair elections. Thank you for this.
How do you feel here? We talked great all the time about Eagle Pass, Texas, and what's going on at the southern border. It's a huge issue here at the northern border.
Oh, the northern border is bad too. It's getting bad. I mean, it's getting bad. But now it's lightening up because it's so easy. They don't have to come here. You have to watch both borders, and you have to watch fly-ins. You have to watch everything. But the southern border is like nobody's ever seen. But the northern border is bad too. They have done a terrible job. This is one of the worst things. I believe it's one of the worst tragedies ever to befall our country. I really do. I think it's one of the great tragedies in the history of our country, what they've done. Either they're very stupid, which I don't believe they are, or they hate our country. It's very simple. It can be nothing else. They're very stupid or they hate our country. To allow millions of people to come into our country totally unchecked, totally unvetted, it's not even believable. And it's the biggest issue now. You know, the economy was big and inflation was big. It's all big. But this, I think the border issue now is the biggest. We had the greatest border, the safest border in recorded history. In recorded history, and that was 3 years ago. Now we have the worst. The worst. I think we have the worst border anywhere in the world. I don't think any country, a third world country, never had a border like this.
For people that might not have their mind made up tonight or today going to those polls, they might be deciding between you and a Keneally. So what would you want to tell those voters?
Well, look, if they want a great country, if they want a country where we say, make America great again, there's nothing like it. Make America great again. That's all you have to say. We are making America great. We had this going so well. And look at the world. The world is blowing up, too. We had no wars. Russia would have never invaded Ukraine. Nothing. All of this. Israel would have never been attacked. Never. Remember this. Iran was broke. They had no money. You know why they had no money? Because I said to other countries, you can't deal with them until we make a deal. And we would have had a deal within 2 weeks after the election with Iran. Iran is spreading money all over, and look at what's happening. We're bombing the Middle East again. Now we're going back into the Middle East. We're bombing the hell out of the Middle East, and it's having no impact. You know why? Because they don't respect Biden. They don't respect him. They no longer respect our country. If you look at what Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, said, he said, bring Trump back. Everything worked when Trump was there. So I appreciate the turnout. Thank you very much.
Could your text on Mr. go too far, misspelling her name, suggesting that she could...
No. I don't think it goes too far. I mean, they say a lot of things that are wrong. They have the wacko governor up here who ran for president, but he didn't have the courage to say he was running. You know, you had Sununu. He was running for president for months. He was getting Asa Hutchinson type numbers, which are very low. And then he never had the guts to say. So, you know, they just give so much false information, and it's very sad.
Mr. President, stuff about you, like you kind of went back and forth right for months about Ron DeSantis. Now you're
I did.
DeSantis, you kind of, you know, once it's done and they drop out and they get behind you, do you forgive those people, or are you kind of...
I try to. I do. I'm a very forgiving person. Okay? I try. You're doing a good job. Thank you, everybody.
You talked about trying to unify the party. How do you bring these Nikki Haley voters, some of whom voted for you in 2020 but say they don't want to now?
Oh, they'll all vote for me.
How do you bring them back into the tent?
They're going to all vote for me again. They're going to all vote for me again, everybody. And I'm not sure we need too many. I'm not sure. I think that Biden is the worst president in the history of this country. But we're going to all come back. They're all coming back. And I think you see that here. I think you see that. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. President,
that are standing behind me. You know, I think we called it right. Immigration's a big deal, a very big deal. We have millions and millions of people flowing into our country illegally. We have no idea who the hell they are. They come from prisons and they come from mental institutions, and it's just killing our country. And I'm talking about millions and millions and millions. They are drug dealers, they're everybody. And they come in just like walking right through. There's nobody to check and there's nobody to vet. And we have a man with us tonight, Tom Homan, who is central casting. He's central casting. And I'd like you to say a few words about the border and who's going to solve that problem and how quick are we going to do it, Tom? Go ahead, please.
Look, I worked for 6 presidents down around Reagan, and every president I ever worked for did something to secure the border. But no one did more than President Trump, the most secure border in my lifetime. The most secure border we've ever seen. And Donald Trump's going to do it again. We're going to lock the border down, and we're going to protect Americans. Because what's happening at the border right now, a record number of Americans have died from fentanyl poisoning. A record number of migrants have died. A record number of women and children have been sex trafficked. A record number of known suspected terrorists across the border. There's one man who's proven he can secure the border, and he's standing to my left, Donald J. Trump. He's going to do it again.
Thank you very much, Don. So this is an evening that I will not forget because it's the 3rd time. But more importantly, I think it's going to be the most important time. We won both. It was I think somebody said you rarely, if you win both, they've never had a loser. Let me put it that way. When you win Iowa and you win New Hampshire, they've never had a loss. There's never been. So we're not going to be the first, I can tell you. And I just do want to reiterate the polls. We're way up on everybody. We're way up on Biden. And over the last couple of months, if you check, and you have to remember, in 2016, they were saying, oh, what does he know about elections? He's not going to win. He can't win. He can't. Well, we won. And we got millions, and you can check this, and I hope the cameras don't turn off because they hate this, but we got millions and millions of more votes the second time. Right, Mr. Congressman? Millions and millions of more votes. And but we had COVID, and they used COVID to cheat, and they did a lot of other things too. We're not going to let that happen, and that's still going along. We don't forget. You can never forget history, because if you forget, you never recover from it, and you repeat, and we're not going to repeat. We're going to have the greatest election success. We're going to turn our country around. If you take a look throughout the history of our country, if you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of this not great country right now, it's a country in decline, it's a troubled country, it's a failing country, frankly. But if you took the 10 worst presidents and put them together, the 10 worst, absolutely 10 worst, I used to say 5. Remember I started, I'd say 5. Then I said, wait a minute, we can add another 5. They would not have done the damage that crooked Joe Biden has done to our wonderful country. They would not have done the damage. There's never been anything like it. And you say, are they stupid people? I don't think so, because nobody can cheat that well if they're stupid. Do they hate our country? They must hate our country, because there's no other reason that they can be doing the things they do. Take a look. The taxes, they want to raise your taxes times 4. They want to let the Trump tax cuts, the biggest tax cuts in the history of our country, they want them to expire. Your taxes are going to go through the roof. You take a look at regulations. They're throwing regulations. You can't breathe. You can't even breathe with what they're doing. You take a look at our border. So bad. There's never been a border like this in the world. 4 years ago, we had the safest, best border in the United States. I built hundreds of miles of border wall. And they always say, oh, he didn't build hundreds of miles, because if there's a board laying on the ground, they say that's a renovation. They call it a renovation. If there's 2 nails laying from 50 years ago, they say, oh, that was a renovation. These are very dishonest people, and you're always fighting them. And just a little note to Nikki. She's not going to win. She's not going to win. But if she did, she would be under investigation by those people in 15 minutes. And I could tell you 5 reasons why already. Not big reasons. A little stuff that she doesn't want to talk about, but she will be under investigation within minutes. And so would Ron have been, but he decided to get out. He decided to get out. Now, Vivek, I don't think would be at all, because he's perfect, right? And Tim Scott, I know would never. That's no chance. Hey, Tim, do you want to say something? Come on. I want him to say something.
Look. New Hampshire. The president said a double-digit win in New Hampshire, and you delivered a double-digit win for President Trump. But I'm going to invite you to my home state starting tomorrow, where this election is over. It is time for the Republican Party to coalesce around our nominee and the next president of the United States, Donald Trump. Let's get that party started tonight.
What a good guy. What a good man he is. But just remember, I did hear Nikki say, and now it's off to South Carolina. Well, I love South Carolina. I love it. But, you know, she forgot one thing. She forgot one thing. Next week, it's Nevada. Next week, it's Nevada. It's not South Carolina. We love South Carolina, but next week, it's Nevada. And I'm pleased to announce we just won Nevada. We just won 100%. Because all of them, they looked at it and they took polls, and I was polling at 95% to 4 or 5%, and they decided not to play in Nevada. So we just won Nevada. We have a man from Nevada here, Steve Wynn, wherever he may be, and John Paulson, the great John Paulson, made plenty of money in Nevada. Doesn't live there, but he makes a hell of a lot of money. He makes money everywhere he goes, actually. So money machine. Maybe we'll put you, you know what? Put him at Treasury. You want to make a little money? Let's put you. Anyways, good to have you guys. But we go to Nevada, and that's been won, so we pick up all of those delegates. And then we do go to South Carolina, where we've done really well, where I've done well. We have a great governor and lieutenant governor and great everything, because almost every one of them have endorsed me. 2 great senators, which is hard. I mean, did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's why he's a great politician. That's why he's a great politician. So this is a great evening, and it is, you know, we are going to Nevada for a little while. We're not going to have to do too much. We have a great team there, but it's a team that we can now send someplace else. They did a fantastic job, but and it's a fantastic place, really a fantastic place. But we'll be leaving there very quickly. We'll head out to South Carolina, where I think we're going to win easily. I think we're 50 points up, 5-0. 5-0, 50 points up on a person that was governor. That tells you something. But I felt I should do this because I find in life you can't let people get away with bullshit, okay? You can't. You just can't do that. And when I watched her in the fancy dress that probably wasn't so fancy come up, I said, "What's she doing? We won." And she did the same thing last week, but he was much more angry about it than I was. I said, "Get up there and you let him know. We are going to win this. We have no choice. If we don't win, I think our country is finished. I do. I believe our country is finished. We have an opportunity to do something so amazing. And the good news, and the reason we have such support, the best numbers I've ever had, the reason we have support is because they are so bad at what they're doing and so evil, and they're destroying our country. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank this group of people. We will never forget you. We will never forget. And I made a pledge. I made a pledge to your state that you have the highest energy costs in the country. In the first year, they're going to be reduced by 50% because we are going to drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. Inflation's going to come way down, but in the first year, your energy costs are going down by 50%. Thank you very much. We love it. You know, we won New Hampshire 3 times now, 3. We win it every time. We win the primary, we win the generals, we've won it, and it's a very, very special place to me. It's very important. If you remember in 2016, we came here and we needed that win, and we won by 21 points, and it was great. And today, I have to tell you, it was very interesting because I said, wow, what a great victory. But then somebody ran up to the stage all dressed up nicely when it was at 7. But now I just walked up and it's at 14. But she ran up when it was 7. And, you know, we have to do what's good for our party. And she was up and I said, wow, she's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost. And, you know, last week we had a little bit of a problem. And if you remember, Ron was very upset because she ran up and she pretended she won Iowa. And I looked around, I said, didn't she come in 3rd? Yeah, she came in 3rd. And then I looked at the polls. She was talking about most winnability, who's going to win. And I had one put up. I don't know if you see it, but I have one put up. We've won almost every single poll in the last 3 months against crooked Joe Biden. Almost every poll. And she doesn't win those polls. And she doesn't win those. This is not your typical victory speech, but let's not have somebody take a victory when she had a very bad night. She had a very bad night. And you have the now very unpopular governor of this state. This guy, he's got to be on something. I've never seen anybody with energy. He's like hopscotch. And you know, I'm watching this guy, and 2 weeks ago he said, we're going to win in the landslide, we're going to win. About 3 days ago he started saying, well, we want to do well. That's a big difference. But I walked out just now, we're 14 points up, and I don't know what it's going to be. But when she was up here, it was like 6 or 7. And, you know, with like 7% of the vote counted. Now, let me just tell you, we had an unbelievable week last week in Iowa. We set a record. It was the best in the history of the caucus, in the history. And I remember I sort of had the same feeling. I'm up and I'm watching. And I said, she's taking a victory lap. And we beat her so badly. But Ron beat her also. You know, Ron came in 2nd and he left. She came in 3rd and she's still hanging around. The other thing, she only got 25% of the Republican votes. I don't know if you saw that. Tremendous numbers of independents came out because in this state, because you have a governor that doesn't frankly know what the hell he's doing in this state, in the Republican primary, they accept Democrats to vote. In fact, I think they had 4,000 Democrats before October 6th. They already voted. Now, they're only voting because they want to make me look as bad as possible. Because if you remember, we won in 2016. And if you really remember, and if you want to play it straight, we also won in 2020. By more. And we did much better in 2020 than we did in 2016. But as they said, we lost by a whisker, just by a whisker. No. But we can't let that happen. You know, you have to have people that speak up. I said, I can go up and I can say to everybody, oh, thank you for the victory. It's wonderful. Or I can go up and say, who the hell was the imposter that went up on the stage before and like claimed a victory? She did very poorly, actually. She had to win. The governor said, she's going to win, she's going to win, she's going to win. Then she failed badly. Now I have here, if he promises to do it in a minute or less, but the only person more angry than, let's say me, but I don't get too angry, I get even. The only person, because he was there, and he did fantastically well, by the way, and then he endorsed me. And we don't have to talk about Tim Scott, who, by the way, just got engaged, we have to tell you. And that's more important than all of this stuff. But a man that got to know her.
I had to stop right there when they said Tim Scott was getting engaged. Because that was one thing that was truly hurting Tim Scott for real. For real, that was hurting Tim Scott. That was really, 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 really hurting Tim Scott. Was the fact that a lot of people didn't think that he was a man. So that was one real thing. Sorry that I was gone, you know what I'm saying? But had to give y'all something to watch at least. Had to give y'all right. So I was just talking to a friend because somebody had called me, had to take the phone call. It was very important. And he was like, man, Trump really finna clean up the border, man. Trump was finna get back in office. And I literally said off the record, but I'm going to say onto the record, I believe that Trump is going to do it, but I have a funny feeling Trump is not going to do it. I have a funny feeling that Trump is not going to keep his word of securing the border like we want. He might do it. He might actually suppress it. He might actually knock it down. You might where it be chilling and running right. But I got a funny feeling that what we feel is secure and how we're talking right now, everybody that's watching, how we're talking right now about how we want the border secured. I have a funny feeling that Trump is not going to do it. It's too many allegations. It's too many so-called things that are being presented out here that tells me otherwise. Now, I have no proof. I'm not going to say it up here and say that I am correct or anything. I want more proof, and I can't wait to 2025 when he get in office to see what's going to happen. But I hope it happens. But I have a funny feeling, y'all. I just do. And a lot of other people that are Trump supporters starting to feel just somewhat of the same thing. I even had a person yell at me on his live stream and say, you know, Trump is not going to cure that border for real. And I was like, you know what? I kind of be thinking like that sometimes in the back of my mind. Just a little bit. And I guess, you know what I'm saying? If I think about it in the back of my mind, if I'm not ashamed to sit up here and say, just maybe, just maybe he may not do it, then yeah, I'm gonna sit up here and say yeah. I'm not gonna sit up here and bullshit nobody when I'm under the influence that can and can not happen. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for the bad camera. I don't get how some days I have good internet, some days I don't. Like, I'm using the same internet. I understand why, but it is what it is. Like I said, I do apologize. Shout out to my ex group. Shout out to my YouTuber live. Definitely shout out to my Rumble family. My Rumble family. My Rumble family. Hey, when you start showing me love like Rumble been doing, trust me, YouTube and Bookface and those who show me love, you will get the personal and specific shout outs. Just like when my boy Nick Brown come up here, he know he hashtagging the red eye. When my girl Caswella come through, she get the salute. When official come through, when my boy Junkie, you know what I'm saying? I got some people that, you know what I'm saying, that do stop through. I understand people are busy. You know what I'm saying? You cannot always catch the live show. I don't never expect everybody to sit up here and catch the live show. I can't wait till I stop saying this, but I'm just keep putting this out. I cannot wait till people understand I do not expect everybody to catch the live show. I understand people are busy. I like it when you can come in later on and just like it. But the main thing what these companies are asking me to ask y'all to do is at least hit the like button. Y'all be watching me, y'all rocking with me. I love y'all to death. Please hit the like button. If you can't do nothing else. Yes, sir. So, remember I said inhale, y'all. American first, or shall we take care of our allies? Is it wrong to say, is it offsetting to ask y'all that everybody in America that died for us taking care of our ally is died with honor and victory? Yes, simple thumbs up goes a long way, ladies and gentlemen. It starts me on my first actual algorithm. I I guess I'm now in the brim to where I can start asking y'all for that, you know what I'm saying, help me out, to help YouTube, help Rumble, help Bookface and them out do their thing. You know what I'm saying? Going this route that I'm going from here on out, I felt like I had to go back from when I first started just live streaming, not asking for nothing, for real. I just want to put on an entertainment, and then I wanted to see my eyeball slowly grow, fastly grow, whatever grow. And I do understand that there is a method, there is a way, there is, algorithm that I can put more highly exclusive things in my content. Pick out specific videos to go over and discuss with y'all on an every day-to-day basics. And when we grow to that point to where we can sit up here and talk about specific groups and things that are going on every day, when we grow to that status, yes. Right now, I think it's more about just we need to see as much as possible, take in as much as possible, and then you can dissect it for what you see it for. I know everybody follow who you follow. You got a channel that you follow, and so therefore everybody had their somewhat of an aspect. And I listen to a lot of channels and a lot of people just like y'all do. But there is always a way or an angle that somebody didn't see, somebody may not have presented to y'all. And that's why I think all of us channels are out here for, to have this discussion, to present situations at angles that you may not have seen. I want to cover a little bit of everything. And my favorite part is going over these videos with y'all and not knowing what we get myself into. I think I love that part.
Office problem.
I love just popping a video up like this. Bam. I don't know what it's about, but it's about us learning something together. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over a little bit of this problem. Hey, doesn't this anybody okay, everybody watched damn near Endgame from the Marvels, so stop playing with me. Everybody watched a little bit of comic book movie, especially the Endgame. Endgame was one of the biggest grosser. Doesn't this look like a bunch of that part where they was the fire blimp? Don't it look like the fire blimp right here? Only thing you missing is a whale. We just need a whale and a shore.
San Francisco has an empty office problem. And it starts right here, in the core of the city's downtown.
There is 27.1 million square feet of empty office space in the city.
Early in the pandemic, a lot of office sector workers started working from home. And here we are 3 years later, many of them are still working from home at least some of the time. All of that has led to a large reduction in the demand for office. We see a lot of companies downsizing. We see a lot of companies not renewing their leases at all and consolidating.
Nobody's going to the office. We need more housing supply. Why not just turn all the office buildings into apartments? Not quite as simple as it sounds.
Not every office building.
Hey, and that does sound like a good idea, but this is gonna get into, yet again, taxpayers' money. I'm into the taxes, y'all. I love discussing things when it comes to taxes. And yet again, when you have a crisis like this discuss taxes. This goes into taxes. And I guarantee that they're going to talk about a lot of state problems, but I bet you they're going to be looking for a lot of federal funds. And when somebody say federal funds, the first keyword that come in your brain, it should be out of my pocket. Federal funds out of my pocket. Federal funds out of my pocket. Federal funds out of my pocket.
Building makes for a great conversion. Not every conversion should be done. Not every building should be converted.
Many American offices are sitting empty.
New numbers showing 94 million square feet of empty office space in Manhattan. That is an all-time record.
Huge investors like Blackstone and Brookfield are staring down defaults in their office portfolios. Meanwhile, finding an affordable apartment can feel impossible, which has a lot of mayors talking.
We have a great opportunity to change the mix of uses in the downtown.
Make it easier to convert unused office space to housing.
So the thing about office to apartment conversions is it sounds like a great idea. Nobody's going to the office. We need more housing supply. Why not just turn all the office buildings into apartments? Not quite as simple as it sounds.
Not every office building makes for a great conversion. Not every conversion should be.
Yes, I'm with everybody that's watching this. I can agree with everybody that's watching it. They sound like they just repeated themselves. Okay, we get it. We get it. Let's see the numbers.
Done. Not every building should be converted.
In some cities, the laws are making conversions difficult.
It was about 3% of the New York stock that we saw as being convertible. And that took into account differential of price between offices and apartments, which has not actually diverged as much as people may think.
But in places that have a lot of older office buildings, there's a lot of conversion activity happening.
Some big cities are looking at incentives for developers who convert buildings into housing.
Nobody does things in the real estate world out of the goodness of their heart. We have to find ways to either require or incentivize these things to happen.
What's stopping cities from converting more offices into apartments? And what challenges do developers face when taking on these massive endeavors? The office conversion trend is heating up in a small group of cities led by Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia.
We are right now in the Poplar Building in Philadelphia. The building was built approximately 100 years ago as offices and manufacturing space for Strawbridge's Clothiers. It was a giant department store in the last century.
This building is one of several conversions conducted by the Post brothers.
Physically, may have had some characteristics that people might think will make for a tough conversion. For instance, it's 100 feet wide by 400 feet long.
That means lots of dark interior space.
The first consideration for a lot of these buildings is about access to light and air. That's why you see in some situations real creative redevelopment of these buildings where people are driving a core into the middle of the building to allow for additional windows in the middle.
We took a building that was a perfect rectangle, carved it into an E.
It's extremely complicated, it's expensive.
You also have issues of where does the plumbing lines run? And you know, it sounds silly, but you gotta have a bathroom in every apartment or more than one. And if you only have a single line of plumbing or a single area of plumbing, because think about the offices, the bathrooms are only in one part, it's gonna be much more expensive to convert that.
Builders call this technique remassing, and it comes in different levels of intensity. The Poplar in Philadelphia received a light touch.
We have units that are 50 feet deep as opposed to the typical 25 to 30 feet deep. We're able to make them work with things like what are called borrowed light bedrooms or interior bedrooms with a light, and make really attractive layouts, even though the floor plate might not seem ideal.
Converted apartments tend to be pricey, much like other real estate in the US.
In a hot market where there's a lot of
we finna get into the real problem. Thank you. I had to let this keep going. I'm sorry it had to go so long, but you know what I'm saying? I had to learn to take my time to get into the juicy parts. You know what I'm saying? Remember, y'all, I don't come prepared like this. I rather come more into a new video. We look over it and see a problem, like, okay, this is a problem. And then y'all can look around y'all neighborhoods, smoke on some weed, and be like, is this going on in my neighborhood? Yes.
demand for housing and a lot of growth, such as Denver or San Francisco, that conversions could potentially address maybe 10% of the housing need. That still leaves the other 90%. And so there's clearly like a need to think bigger about how we're going to build more housing.
Back in Philadelphia, the typical household makes enough to afford about $1,300 in rent a month. At the Poplar, single bedrooms can rent for $2,000 a month. Then there are projects like the Atlantic, where units can rent for $3,000 to $6,000 a month.
It was a 1920s Beaux-Arts office building. We finished the conversion in 2019. There, for instance, we made a lot of structural modifications. As an office building, it had old mechanical systems that took up basically the entire roof area. When we're making those major structural modifications, it's to
You know that cough. Look at that. Look at it. You up there chilling, exercising with a view like that. Bro, I'm podcasting out there every night. I'm podcasting at every sunset. At sunset, expect me to be out there, have a little talking, just thump. Boy, stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. Nigga, we doing sunset smokeouts. Talking about political shit. Yes, yes, yes. I wouldn't even be in the picture no more. You wouldn't even see me. And you would just see the view. We talking. I bring up. Yeah. Hell yeah.
allow for really high quality amenities.
The Post Brothers portfolio includes 12 buildings in the Mid-Atlantic with plans for expansion.
We're generally 96% occupied at all places, and there might be 1 or 2 weeks where there's downtime between the old tenant and the new tenant. That's what we call frictional vacancy, so that's really the only vacancy we have.
There's a very different story unfolding in office districts.
They still ain't said nothing about pricing.
Office vacancy rates are pretty high right now in terms of historical context. The highest that we ever recorded, and that was 19.3% vacancy rate on average. And that was a really stressed period. New York's hovering around 12, 13% right now.
That's a bad sign for investors.
Some of the office REIT stocks have been really hammered, down over 50%, just because of the back to work, which is not going as well as some might have expected.
How the streets feel in downtowns has changed a lot in the past 3 years. Not all of those changes are permanent. It is necessary for downtowns and cities to address that perception.
Though many offices are quiet, they're not completely empty. That's a challenge for developers.
I think the actual vacancy status or occupancy status is really the single most important prerequisite for conversion, much more so than, for instance, the physical layout, the floor plates or the systems or anything like that. If there's not a clear path to emptying out the office tenants, it really can't be converted to apartments.
When a developer looks for an office to convert, they're looking for certain criteria. For example, older buildings tend to make for better conversions. But the typical US office is newer, bigger, and not vacant enough to be converted yet.
Cade is alive. You took my son?
We gotta get that baby back.
You won't ever stop me.
These are massive problems for city mayors.
We have millions of square feet of unused office spaces that is right now ready to be converted into housing. This just makes sense.
Office vacancies also affect government finances. New York City offices generate roughly $6 billion in taxes each year.
School districts will tend to rely heavily upon property taxes. The transit authorities like MTA in New York will tend to rely a little bit more on property tax.
New York has experimented with office conversions in the past. In the years after September 11th, a wave of these projects rippled across Lower Manhattan.
We looked historically, going back to 2000, and the number of conversions we were able to identify that did happen in New York. There's 50-something of them, and it turned out to be about 2.5 conversions per year.
Well, there's no question that rule changes in Lower Manhattan helped to spur new life in that part of the city. And, you know, the result has been a success. The residential population has tripled.
That created tens of thousands of new units and really turned the Battery and that surrounding area into a residential neighborhood.
The government's policies can determine whether or not these projects happen. In Manhattan, commercial buildings generally can take up more space than residential ones. That condition, and many others, can change the financial outlook of a project.
So the number one issue in New York is zoning. Washington, D.C., for instance, they have kind of very technocratically thought out the zoning, and you can effectively convert any office building by right to residential. In New York, that's very much not the case right now. And unfortunately in New York, the zoning is dictated at the state level, not the city level. So there's been a lot of fights with, in New York trying to get this changed. There's a lot of people paying attention to the issue.
This is what it takes to get it done. People are reading through 50,000 pieces of paper to actually get housing built in our city.
The saddest thing about that project right there that we're looking at is the fact is that that's going to go to the illegal immigrants and the $100 million some odd dollars that they're going to move towards putting them, housing them, getting them off the streets. You got to get people off the streets because you don't want humans to look like rats and dogs and cats. Like that just looks bad. That looks shitty. That looks horrible. That looks crazy. So this project, because look at the places that are really fighting and pushing that they're actually talking about: San Francisco and New York. Asylum seek places that are having problems housing immigrants. Since a lot of people don't want us to say illegal immigrants, I'm going to try my best to stop saying illegal immigrants and just say immigrants, or try to say asylum seekers. I need to go in the mirror and practice asylum seekers, asylum seekers, asylum seekers, asylum seekers. Hey, is there that even sound like a good ass movie, Asylum Seekers? I guess it couldn't be rated R though. Woo! Heck nah, that movie could not be rated R. That'd be like, oh man, he's dead. They're keeping it too real. They're keeping it too real. But you know what's crazy with that problem? And then there's jobs. Jobs are leaving. Like businesses are packing up, leaving certain places. And then, with that happening, you got robots taking jobs. I've been having this other discussion with my other people. I need to start another page once I get this page up and running and party. But I do have a sponsor. I do have a sponsor, and what they sponsor is toys for adults, and need to start putting their thing in the description and stuff like that. Y'all should go check out that page and stuff. I do need to think about how to do that and more infiltrating that, because I do got a sponsor. Yay. But look, y'all, they got robots that's finna come shop for us. I know somebody's finna start picking up the news and doing this and hitting us with the
This autonomous robot is verifying price signs and looking for out-of-stock items.
These cameras on the side are capturing images of the shelves that are then uploaded to our cloud environment to determine what products are out of stock, what's mispriced, what's in the wrong position.
Inventory is one of the biggest challenges retailers.
That's a manager. That is a manager.
Face. Missed sales from empty shelves and out-of-stock items cost U.S. retailers $82 billion in 2021, or about.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Cause most people, when you don't have it on your shelf, they go to your website. Most people are here to go to your website and get stuff. So that $82 billion say that they missing, I'm gonna have to call bullshit.
$1.6 billion a week.
So this would tell us that the Snickers is low, and we probably need to get more Snickers dropped from our back.
Hold on, bro. Not whip game proper.
The Snickers is low, and we probably need to get more Snickers dropped from our back stock and brought out to the floor.
Almost half of retailers said out-of-stock items were their biggest challenge in fulfilling customers' orders.
Okay, anybody seen these robots in y'all stores? Anybody? Hey. Let me smoke to this. I gotta smoke to this. Anybody seeing these manager replacements? Ooh, my video look horrible. I'm so sorry, everybody that's watching, dog. I appreciate that y'all stand. I don't know how that y'all stand with me. But y'all loyal for those who are staying. I appreciate it. I just want to say I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Because I know the video look horrible. But anybody seeing these managers? That's what I want to know.
Retailers are spending a lot of money to know what's coming into their stores through their inventory systems. They know quite a bit about what they're selling and that are leaving their stores. But in their stores on a daily basis, they don't have a very good model of what's actually happening on their shelves.
But an army of inventory robots is being deployed that would help retailers appease angry customers, boost sales, and respond to the ongoing worker shortage. Almost 900,000 retail jobs were unfilled at the end of November 2022. The retail industry employs more than 30 million Americans.
Retailers are competing in a very tight labor market still, and they're often having trouble filling jobs that are more physically intensive, like packing a box or refilling a shelf. So instead, they're using robots in some cases or automation to fill those types of tasks and having people do skills that use their brain, that use some of the skills that a robot would have a harder time replicating.
These robots are really going to help brick and mortar to evolve and capture sort of the new market where you can order online, pick up in store.
The inventory robot market is a $34 million industry. Other companies in the space include Simbi Robotics and Bossa Nova Robotics. So what impact will inventory robots have on U.S. retailers and the livelihood of its workers?
Boy, stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. If you just did not see your damn manager come across my damn screen and they're explaining to you that your manager is on its way. That's what they just told me in that video. Your manager is on its way. Lock in what you can lock in, get where you can get. Your manager is on its way because it's easier for this to do that. It can do that 24 hours a day, 365. And then when you get your 8 hours, it's going to get your overtime. Boy, there go your manager and there go your overtime. Damn. Now, if you're the one that's out there watching this, you're like, hey, man, can't nobody take mine because I'm a physic. Can't nobody take mine because I'm doing this. Can't nobody take mine because I'm doing that. Good. Good for you. Look,
sometimes I just want to run a...
You know what's crazy, y'all? You know what's crazy? We just seen your manager at the grocery store and how they're going to take Walmart, even though Walmart's leaving certain states and stuff like that, right? Anybody see those, electric bars? Electric bars? Hey, they're even talking about y'all. There are AI robots that are in these cameras that they're putting into these systems that tells the bosses who works the hardest. Would y'all like a program for people that's watching me now? Because I guess y'all starting to understand who to rock with. No, I'm just playing. Hey. But would y'all like a program, an AI system, sit up here while we sit up here and smoking, like who smoked the best? And then my AI rhythm and say, hey, bing, Shirley Curl 969 smokes the hardest. You be like, oh, would y'all be mad? It's Siri's and Google was like, hey Google, who smokes the hardest? And it'd be like, hey, bing, one of your audience, and it picked out one of y'all out there in the audience. Would y'all be a little terrified? Would you feel a little some type of way? Would you be a little thrown off? Would you be a little upset if the AI say, hey, you are going to ask to go to the bathroom? And you'd be like, no, I'm not. And then like 2 or 3 minutes later, you'd be like, I got to go to the bathroom. How does the computer know I had to go to the bathroom? What the fuck? Would you feel some type of way? Would you feel some type of way? I'm curious. Would you feel some type of way? If y'all gonna sit up here and say, you know what, I wasn't expecting, you know what I'm saying, especially with something personal like that. And I chose a bathroom out of everything because that is the most thing that is most called, because it's the most thing that is called off guard is I need a bathroom break. You know what I'm saying? But you'll feel nice. You'll feel granted if an AI came up to you and said, hey, go ahead and get you a cigarette break. What? This motherfucker just said me on a smoke break. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to be up in here. But smoke break, probably not so. Bathroom break, yes, that would shock the shit out of you. a robot say, hey man, go take a dab. I know you've been working hard. You be like, I know it's recreational, but you can't be what? You will be shocked. You'll be amazed. You'll be like, man, AI on God. You'll be like, boom. A computer came around and said, hey man, you've been working hard. I really been noticing that you've been working hard. If a computer told you that, yes, I've been recognized that you've been working hard, you'd be like, would you feel some type of way? Would you feel privileged or would you feel afraid? Would you quit? Like, nah. That motherfucker came to me. Fred. Come here, man. Hey, man, this damn computer just said that it recognized me and that I was doing a good job. Did it tell you that? It didn't tell you that? Oh, hell nah. I'm up out of here. No. Hey, you know what I'm saying? These are reactions that can happen. You just don't know. I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm curious. What do y'all think about AI that knows enough about you that it will compliment you, give you an extra restroom break because knowing that around this time you normally would ask every damn day because you ask every damn day around 3:15 that I need to go to the bathroom. You would feel some type of way, good or bad. I don't know. You don't know. You be like, I wish a motherfucker would though. Some of that stuff I said feel good. Now let's reverse that. And then the AI coming to that computer, that same computer kind of you like you need to step your game up. You're cooking that wrong. You didn't clean that right. You didn't file that correctly. You were late today. You was late for the last week. Now, that same computer coming to you like that, as you just heard it come to some Fred or whoever that was that just gave a compliment. Now it just came to you incorrectly. Now how you feel? See, I'm just saying, like it's you see how you gotta you gotta. I don't know. It and in the back of your mind, I guarantee, like let's put all bullshit to the side. All of y'all are saying in the back of your minds, I wish that motherfucker would. You saying it. You gonna pack that motherfucking cigarette like I'm gonna take a cigarette break? When I want to. It's a computer. Cause man over computer, man over machine, man over insect, the human nature of things. Some of y'all can be like, you know what? It got me. You won this battle. You won this battle. You can have this one. On God, you can have this one on me. I'm gonna let you rock this one. I'm gonna let you rock this one. You won that one. AI. But check this one out. Hey, y'all, check this one out. Check this one out, yo.
White Castle, this is Brittany. How may I help you?
This robot named Flippy runs the fry station at a White Castle outside.
Named Flippy. It's named Flippy. It's named Flippy, y'all. Hold on.
Out of Chicago. With its mechanical arm and using computer vision technology, Flippy can cook everything from French fries and onion rings to cheese sticks. White Castle said it plans to add 100 Flippies to its kitchens nationwide.
We used to need 2 people to operate that French fry area during peak hours, and now we are able to only have 1 person operating that area.
Would you like to try the mac and cheese bites today? All right, thank you. If the screen's correct, it is 827. Second window, please.
Fast food jobs are demanding, quick moving, and sometimes even dangerous. But not for robots.
When you look at the restaurant industry, it's a little bit late to the party in adopting automation and robotics.
Hey. Quick question, funny question, off guard question. If you seen that there was a hair in your fries, would you be upset? Would you be mad? Would you be mad? Would you feel some type of way? Would you be like, there was a hair in my fry? You think you can get over with that? Hey, Flippy finna take over businesses, dog. I just want to give a shout out to my Rumble crew because y'all are holding it down. Y'all thick like butter. Okay, y'all thick. I appreciate all of y'all holding it down with this bad internet that I'm having. But they bruh. Get back into it.
So far, the restaurants that are using them or trying them out say that this automation really only has to do with helping relieve boring tasks from workers' plates, help make their jobs easier, let them engage with the customers more. But there's a lot of reports out there kind of guesstimating how many jobs could be replaced by these robots, by automation.
Up to 82% of restaurant positions could to some extent be replaced by robots. Automation could save U.S. fast food restaurants over $12 billion in annual wages. And restaurants are also struggling to find workers. American restaurants are down more than 560,000 jobs, or about 4.6% of its workforce from their pre-pandemic levels. About a third of Americans worked in a restaurant as their first job, and half have some restaurant work experience.
Yeah, the economics of this are very, very compelling. If you take minimum wage, just around the $20,000 per year mark. That's the cost of one robot.
Other companies in the space include Picnic, that has a robot that makes pizza, and Autech, whose machines make sushi. So what impact will robots have on the fast food industry and the livelihood of its workers? CNBC got a behind-the-scenes look at restaurant robot maker Miso Robotics to find out.
Bro, if we don't look. All you extra smart, intelligent, because I know for a fact that some of you, hey, I got a small audience out there, and this ain't to my audience. This is to the extra smart, intelligent, bored. I got a $500,000 to blow. Quit trying to replace people because you're bored. And that's probably what's wrong with society. That's why you see what you see. Even though human beings are conquerors. I'm not going to lie. So you got to expect that there's somebody in the food game that wants to make more money than the competition. Even though everybody like, there is no competition, man. It's just a few guys up there just raking in all the dough. Okay. Then how do broke people become millionaires? And don't sit up here and say broke people do not become millionaires, because it is possible. It is happening. It is going down, baby. But how many of y'all are truly finna feel like I, Robot, and Will Smith, and be like, we gonna have to fight back against a robot because I lost an arm or something. I got it replaced. I'm gonna have to go live later on to do another show. Y'all, if y'all like this show, y'all appreciate this show, man, please subscribe. I will be going live later on tonight to make up for this sloppiness show today. I do apologize. Okay. And if you do, I do appreciate anybody that do subscribe and like. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. But y'all, they taking our jobs to the extreme level of how much they can replace. You know, they got automatic forklift. This is the cooking game. You already know they got
auto insurance. All seems the same.
You know they got the automatic and and like warehouses and stuff where they pulling off. People know that. Like y'all know all of that. My thing is, well, no, it is. I can't even say my thing is it going to hit every industry? Because the answer is yes. Computer has touched every industry that's out there, some shape, form. Yeah. So that was just like a dumbass question. That was definitely a dumbass question. Even I sometimes have to ask a dumbass question, but thank God I can answer it myself and bounce back. Yeah. Man, yet again, y'all, we got to look at what's really going on. We looking at these problems that are really happening. And we just like, man, who was gonna say, ooh, let me get hype, because I see some niggas on the mic. Let me get hype. I see some niggas on the mic. Let me get hype. I see some niggas on the mic. Bam! Hold on. Let me get hype. What they got to say? Hey, man, these people have came out before and spoke out very loudly. I'm curious. I wonder what they got to say because I ain't heard nobody report this, and I'm reporting it myself with y'all. Let's go. Let me get hype because I see niggas on the mic.
Yeah. We are disappointed.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
We are angry.
Yeah. Ooh.
We are offended. And we feel like we're being mistreated, misused, and disrespected. We will not continue to be disrespected by the Democratic Party. As I said yesterday, and I'll say today and tomorrow, if you're an independent candidate, Green Party candidate, Republican candidate, now is your time in this city.
Joining us now, the Chicago resident you just heard there, Kata Truss. Kata, it's really great to have you. Tell me what you are frustrated about specifically.
Before she get deep into that, I gotta ask my audience and my people a quick discussion. Let's hold on. Let me put her up on the small screen because let me talk. Let me ask. Let me ask this because just in case any of my black people do watch this show, this is a little discussion for us. You know what I'm saying? Just a little discussion for us. You know what I'm saying? Small one. Just a small one. Is that troubling that she's in Chicago where Obama is breastfed at and runs and is one of the highest name, and you got a Chicago person of office is screaming out to the Republican Party, to the Independent Party, to any party that's willing to sit down and have a discussion on how to fix our streets? She asked about Trump. And I seen somebody, I don't know, I seen somebody somewhere said, went around asking people of Chicago, people of New York, people in the Bronx, hey, could Trump come out here to the hood and have a rally in like Madison Square Garden? Could Trump have a rally? But could Trump? See, I think for one, maybe yes in Queens. If he surrounds security guards, him and 50. I gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it real. I think that's the only way people would say like that y'all will fuck with me is if I just keep it real. But if he went to Queens with like 50 and walked out there, like, yo, shook hands and stuff like that. Yeah. I see it. I can see it happening. Yes, you're gonna have snipers on the rooftops, you know what I'm saying, making sure ain't nobody hey, checking all windows and all that type of stuff. Going to Chicago. Now this is right here, y'all. This is Chicago. Chirac. You think Trump can go to Chirizy? I'm asking my African American people. You know what I'm saying? My dark skinned people who don't like Trump. If any of y'all are out there. If you don't, I'm just saying, can he? Because she's in Chicago asking for him to come now. So is that trouble? Is that a problem? Is that an issue that you would have that a lady of her stature, a lady that's been down her road, a lady who seen what she's saying? Y'all see the picture up there. So I'm not bullshitting nobody. I'm just asking these questions because these questions need to be asked because I want to know, is that a problem? Stuff like this, what I seen from my black community, be's a problem. Hardcore, straight up problem. Quit bullshitting with me. Flat out. But asking anybody, basically, I'm asking anybody that want to help me clean up my streets, come holler at me, come talk to me. Let's get back into it. Brown Breezy, what you got for me? Hey. That's another good question. All these questions should be asked. But ain't nobody gonna answer, but maybe. I just want to hear her side.
Well, one of the things that I'm frustrated about is the fact that the Biden administration is not handling the migrant crisis in a way that it is good for them or the cities that the migrants are being sent to. I certainly don't want to demonize the migrants because not a lot of what is happening is their fault. I think that our mayor, our governor, as well as President Biden, has to step in and make some changes to what is happening right now. Right now, it seems as if our borders are just open and that people are freely coming in and that there are no laws that are being followed in terms of immigration. And so what is happening here in Chicago is that we are seeing our city spend up to $48 million a month to house and take care of migrants. Now, when you talk about the Black communities here in the city of Chicago, and you talk about the years of disinvestment in our communities, in our schools, and all around us, and you see this amount of money being spent to people who have come from outside of this country, that is a problem for us. And I think that one of the reasons.
Now, somebody was saying like, oh man, we using it wrong, we saying it wrong, and only thing they looking for is this. But when you look at y'all see tents. Stop playing. You see snow and tents in the streets. So is everybody who's not see, look, now I can't say it. Asylum seeker state, should we be bearing this on us? Should this be coming out of your y'all want to pay for this? Because this is where I would have to say something and be a tad bit greedy and upsetting. Because if you're willing to pay for them and house them, then yes, I need to start charging for my shows. I should be charging. Everybody that's watching should be paying something. If you're willing to help them, help me. You know what I'm saying? Help me keep this going, to keep this, you know what I'm saying, type deal. And that's how a lot of people are looking at it. Like, if you're going willing to help them and they came over here, they lost everything that they gave up. And oh my God, there are countless of people down there just recording the horrifics of trash that they're leaving behind. Like, who's going to clean that mess up? All the dirty clothes and stuff that they leave in the gutters, in the waters for animals and our migration to handle and to deal with. Now, we supposed to help people out, understandable. I want to help anybody out that I can. I done help people out in my small little lifetime. I have. I'm up here and I'm sitting, I'm a witness. I have helped people out in my lifetime. I have been in this situation right here. I feel like right now, dealing what I'm dealing with right now, I'm close to being back in that situation right now. I'm putting it out there. I'm letting you know. Hey, I'm close. I'm very, very close. So if I go out there and I got to deal with that, and then I go live and I'm like, hey, y'all, I'm out here. I told y'all that I was very close to losing my place. I lost my place, but I'm still going live. I'm still trying to can you help me out? Would anybody help me out? Would anybody donate? Will my little thing be like, oh man, let's give it to him, cause he's out there. Because y'all, you see what I'm saying? If y'all willing to help them out, and there's countless homeless, yo, out here in Nevada, the Pizza Hut truck. I don't know where they get these pizza, how they do it, but I have actually seen a Pizza Hut truck stop and give a lot of people countless of pizzas, like big old pizzas to the homeless, big things of pizzas to the homeless. And I was like, wow, okay. Yes, I want them to be safe. Yes, I want them to have a better life. But no, I don't want them over here getting into my taxpayer money. That's where it becomes a problem for me. I don't want you in my taxpayer money. If you're going to come over here and they're going to do all of this, they're going to help you out. My bad. And they're going to help you out. You're gonna do whatever process, and it's not gonna come out of the taxpayers' money. The federal government, which Joe Biden is so far doing, and I appreciate that he's doing, but yet again, he's asking for money. He's allowing the border. You done heard what I have heard Kamala Harris talk about how instead of closing the border, she want a better administration to give them a green card and say, hey, y'all good to go. That don't sound safe to me.
Involved in this is because when you talk about coming into the Austin community, a community that has already been blighted and disinvested in, and talking about one of the major crown jewels of the community, you're talking about taking it away from the community to house migrants at a time where we're seeing increased crime because our children don't have things to do, they don't have jobs, and we're seeing this money being spent, and it's being spent on other people in communities that could really benefit for that money. Here in Chicago, I was sitting in a meeting with the Board of Education, and they talked about a $391 million shortfall that they're going to have this upcoming year. And when you look at the money that has been spent on the migrants, you know, we have a problem with that. And I heard someone say earlier that here in Chicago, we're talking about turning away from the Democratic Party. I have already turned. I will be voting Republican this time around. And I don't think that that's just the sentiment of Kata Trust. I think that's the sentiment of a lot of people around the entire United States. And basically, you know,
for a person like me that's been preaching and talking, I go out here every day. No, I don't document it. Maybe I should. I wish I could. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in Las Vegas. A lot of people that I've run into don't like to be on camera. But I go out here and ask every day. I talk to a black, African, lovely, beautiful person about who you're going to vote for and why. And I did it today before I came home. I stopped at a 7-Eleven. I asked the young man, are you voting? He said, all of them are trash. I said, all of them are trash? Even though we had 4 years good with Trump? He said, Trump running? He was shocked. He like, Trump running? I'm like, yeah, Trump running, bro. Trump running. I said, and there's a young guy, Vivi Ramaswamy. He's like, I don't know who that is. I said, see, we need to get entwined. That's money. Everybody chasing a bag, but then you don't want to follow where the bag is coming from and who's controlling the bag and what angles to take. And you see, and I'm starting to see, but millionaires are paying attention. Millionaires pay attention to politics and news and what's going on and how certain companies are doing certain things and stuff like that. I even seen a dude came to me. Hold on, let me make me just a little bit bigger. Let me make me just a little bit bigger. So y'all see that I'm trying to express something to y'all. I watched another dude stream, and he been motivating me to like understand like why are we paying attention to the politics? Why do we follow this rabbit hole? Because it's not a rabbit hole. Like people have described, this is a black woman. I'm sorry. This is a black woman that's really up here fighting for your freedom, fighting for your rights. I have a lot of people out here that will argue with me, say there's nobody in government. There's nobody in government that's fighting for my freedom. But this lady up here, it definitely sounds like she's fighting for your freedom. But you would say what? What would somebody tell me and say to argue that she's not fighting for the freedom? She's not fighting for my freedom. She's not fighting for my right. She's not trying to fight to clean up the streets. She's trying to fight so you can grow weed in your home. For my pothead, because I think my potheads be thinking like, nigga, you be talking all that politics, you be forgetting about the pothead. No, nigga, I'm talking about to the potheads. This is for the potheads. That's why you see weed everywhere. This is for the potheads that think that we cannot openly talk about these things to the world. Thank you to Nate and Nick Brown for showing me that I can do this on Rumble, and there is people that was actually listen. There are potheads that actually smoke. They're like, you know what? He right, or he wrong. He stupid. However it is, however you think. I just appreciate that there's a platform for potheads that I can be out here and express my feelings without getting canceled, without getting monitored and saying that I'm saying something or I did something wrong. Shout out to Rumble. Shout out to, yeah, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. Right now, you see a person upset. That's why I said, let me get hype when a nigga's on the mic. Because what I've been hearing lately on these mics when I heard people talk has been, and oh yes, I want to see down here what Al Sharpton had to say after this. Let me get into this.
Years, the Democratic Party has taken our vote for granted, and they feel that they can continue to ignore us, not support us, not give us the things that we need in our communities, and we're going to continue to vote for them. We are not our grandparents. We're different. And when we see that you don't have our best interests at heart, we're going to go elsewhere. I'm going elsewhere.
Kata, that's a big statement. If President Biden were listening right now, or the White House was listening, what would you tell them to try to get your vote back?
I don't know that they can get my vote back. I think that one of the biggest problems.
Show up. Come knocking on my door. Do not send the you cannot, when a person goes on something like this and speak out, and you know there's a chance, because I'm saying there's a chance. And I am a Trump supporter. Okay. But there is a chance that Biden can get that. If Biden and them showed up to this lady's office, had a sit down and talk 30 minutes, what you want? What you need? I heard a conversation, which I wish I can get tapes of that, about how it's all about scratching each other's back. That blunt gone. That's why I roll with 2 blunts, because I know. Okay, let me calm down.
With this whole situation is, when this started, I called my congressman, I called my step representative, I called my state senator, I called our Cook County commissioner, and I tried to sit down to meet with them. I even called our mayor, and I wanted to sit down and talk to them to find out if there was just something that I was missing, if there was some information that I needed in order to make me sit comfortably with what was happening. And nobody had time to sit down with me. Nobody had time to meet with me to discuss this issue. And so, as important as this issue has become to the Black community, and the fact that our mayor, who I know, whom I supported, whom I donated money to his campaign, has not bothered to pick up the phone and to call me and to talk to me.
Disrespectful son of a monkey in a tree. I supported you. I campaigned for you. I donated money to your silly self, and you can't even pick up a call. You hear me going on national television. You hear me pulling out press conferences, and you can't sit up here and talk to me. So she went up there to the big dogs. Let me go to a Black news station where it's publicly, where the world can see. How many people watch this video? Can it tell me? Ooh, see, this on drop 28 minutes. Already 1,000 some people already look at it. I probably never see that many people. So that's a different story. But anyway, I hope y'all get to laugh at some of this that I say to y'all. I hope some of y'all get to laugh at me. I know for a fact one person definitely laughed at me. I know for a fact one person definitely laughs at me. Guaranteed they laugh at me. And that's okay. I appreciate it, because they show me love and I show them love too.
To me about what's happening is a slap in the face for me. And so, no, I cannot support people who will not support me and my community.
Kata Trust, Kata, thank you very much for joining us. Again, as I said at the top, a flashing red light for Democrats come this November. Kata, thank you.
You're welcome.
You come see me when I got a problem. Okay? You come see me. We got problems up here. We got issues. I need you. Okay? That's what I need. No bull crap, y'all. I'm only going through this news part right here. I'm only going through this news part right here because I truly want to hear what Al Sharpton has to say. Because Al Sharpton has been the face of the Black community for years and years and years and years. And I just want to hear from myself, because yet again, I haven't heard this. I just be throwing up videos and we just be going live and we just be trying to understand things and better. I just want to see where our taxpayer money go. I want to make sure that I'm smoking and my taxpayer money goes on some good shit. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love, everybody over there and Rumble. Every last one, all 12 of y'all. I appreciate y'all. So pat yourselves on the back for hanging out with me, because I can't pat y'all. I'll pat every last one of y'all on the back. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I really want to hear what Ash Sharpton has to say on my mama. I do. I want to hear how dangerous we look and how foolish I look.
The National Action Network and host of MSNBC's Politics Nation, Reverend Al Sharpton, and opinion editor at the Washington Post, Alexi McCammon. Jonathan Lemire back with us as well. So, Rev, I'll start with you here. What did you see last night in New Hampshire? What does it tell you about this race, but also looking ahead to the general election? What should Joe Biden be thinking today?
Well, obviously, Trump winning by double digits was not something unexpected. I think Haley did a little better than some of the polls had, but she didn't make it. I think that the fact that she's pledged to keep running is in many ways the ultimate insult to Donald Trump, because he wants everyone to just prostrate and bow to him and say now it's over, because what he's really concerned about is his 4 cases. And I think that when you watched his speech and how he tends to now ramble and go off the rails, you really are beginning to wonder if this is more than just some of us that politically oppose him, whether there's really something that has gotten to him, because he doesn't seem to be able to be coherent for a long amount of time. But I think that he will be the nominee. And I think that he's demanding people bow to him. There are few moments in my life I've been more embarrassed than to watch Tim Scott, who, I know Tim and I are both practicing Christians, but I don't know.
That's the part where I wanted to say, I was wondering, was he going to actually sit up there and call out a person for what we have been seeing? Because behind Donald Trump, it's been looking awful colorful behind Trump. And you cannot say that's not a smart move to be colorful behind Donald Trump. When you see it, you put Trump, Vivi Ramaswamy, Tim Scott on on a shirt, it's going to sell. On my mama. People going to want to see that. I was wondering, was he going to say something about that?
I know Tim and I are both practicing Christians, but I don't know if he could pray like that to the other side. I mean, it was humiliating to watch what Tim Scott did as a sitting senator. And one time it wasn't even, he wasn't even on the script. He interrupted Trump to pay homage. So I had to say that because it's bothered me all night.
He's doing it right here. It says, it's just that I love you, Mr. Trump. It's not that I hate Nikki Haley. It's just that I love you. From Senator.
To show a man appreciation, to have the gratitude, to have the ability to interrupt Trump and say a speech and not throw Trump off and Trump not get upset, Trump not get mad, and him still do his thing. Don't you gotta appreciate that? Is that a sign to show that Trump is not racist? He could have said, "Damn you, nigga. Don't you get up here with me. You wait your time. You wait till I call you." As if we was in a Dave Chappelle skit. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't do that. He embraced it. You know what I'm saying? He smiled. He embraced it. He appreciated it. Kept going with the speech. Nothing positive. Okay.
Senator Scott.
It's not a good day in my life to watch Tim do that. I mean, to think that we fought to see people like him, Black, becomes high elected in the South, and to do that, he has a right to be a Republican, he has a right to do Donald Trump, but to do it in such a way that is so humiliating was troubling. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to be as nice as I can.
I need to find the full coverage of that. We need to find the full coverage of that. What? See, people be hitting me up and say, can we just all get along? Can we just all get along? And I'm like, yeah, I'm for it. Can we all just get along? I'm with it. I'm down for it. Can we all just get along? It's just me and you and my cousin too. Smoking on Viv on Dro. I feel that and I love that, but that's not what they're trying to show. They talk about, hey, I can't talk about that. That was horrible. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to do this, but I'm at my 2-hour mark. I only like to go live for 2 hours. Maybe tonight I go live a little bit longer, especially if y'all stay that thick how y'all is over there on Rumble. Hey, man, y'all need to go. Hey, everybody else on Facebook, YouTube, y'all might have to go hang out with the Rumble crew, baby, because they think they're a motherfucker, baby. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that community. We need to. Hey, Rumble, I love y'all. I love y'all to death. Appreciate everybody coming through, though. I understand everybody's not everywhere. I appreciate the YouTube people. I appreciate my Facebook people. I appreciate anybody that want to sit down and smoke and have a cannabisation. That's what this is all about, is having a cannabisation and looking at the things that are in front of us. I highly appreciate everybody tuning in. Y'all have a good rest of your day, evening, morning, night. Until next time, peace.